Hey everyone, we're back in the video. Yes, we are. So we're talking about the Lightning and the Panthers, a playoff preview matchup here. And yeah, so this is the one that was confirmed first of the Panthers and the Lightning, and they'll be playing each other. And we found out that the home advantage team will be the Florida Panthers. Panthers take the second seed, and the Lightning take the third seed. This is a very interesting playoff matchup here to really see who moves on. Just some other things out here, just to let you know. I didn't write on the board. But the Panthers, 1996 was the last time they were able to move on to the second round. Let me actually write that down too. There we go. Okay. I put down first time in playoffs since 2015. We'll get into that. So we have a new little series here in the series of the playoff previews. It's called Who Has the Edge? Forwards, Defense, Goaltending. And we'll write down for each for who has the better forwards, who has the better defense, and who has the better goaltending. We'll get into that at the end after we look through the whole series we have here. So let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure you like and subscribe. Be much appreciated. And let's get right into it. Starting off with the Lightning, they're 2020 champs. Last year, defending champs here. Meaning they have the experience. They have a lot of experience. Not just because of last year. 2015, making it to the finals against the Hawks. Lost in 6 against the Blackhawks. Even after that, Eastern Conference appearances. 2018, I believe even... was it 2016 again? I can't remember what other year they also, after the 2015 final there, but many other years, they got very close to the finals. So they have experience of advancing. Except that one time, 2019, yes, with the Blue Jackets. But except that, they have been very good for advancing. So we'll see how that benefits them in this series. Now, Stamkos and Kucherov are both coming back. Necessarily does that help. That definitely does help a lot, but we'll see how the chemistry works now. Having them come back, Kucherov out for a whole year, Stamkos was out for the last couple of weeks. We'll see how that goes. It kind of was milking the whole thing with the Kucherov thing to make sure they had enough LTIR space, so when the playoffs hit, they can just be like, oh, everyone can come back now, just like Kucherov. So yes, he's back. Kucherov will be back. He's healthy, more than healthy. He's like 110% healthy now. So we'll see how that goes. And the Lightning have won 3 out of 5 against the Panthers. So 3 wins and 5 wins actually by the Panthers. So that's the thing. So we'll see how things go. And let's get into... before we get into the forwards and defense and goaltending and all of that, I'd just like to say about the, here we go, here, 1 second, let me just find it, if I can, but, I just want to tell you, the Lightning started off winning the games, and then the last, April, I should say, Panthers really control this Panthers and Lightning series. Now let's get into the forwards here. Some just noticeable guys we put out here. I put out there Point, Kucherov, Stamkos, Palat, Killorn, and Chiarelli. Now those guys are all going to be very good in the playoffs. Those are you guys who's going to win. Those are all you guys who are going to score. And you're going to be relying on them every single night. And not just during the series. Series to come. Saying, we're going to win tonight. The series and all that, and series to come, like I said. So that's what they're hoping for, and these guys don't have to bank on. So Point, he had an okay season this year. I think we could have expected a little bit more from him, but not bad. But I'm sure for the playoffs, he's ready to go. He's like, yeah, ready to tear it up. Kucherov haven't played all the year. He's ready to go. We'll see how he does. Stamkos, Palat had a pretty solid year. Killorn, experienced. Chiarelli had a fair year as Chiarelli, but that is a very good team right there. Just to point out some other guys, Pat Maroon, back-to-back Stanley Cups he won. 2019 with the Blues, 2020 with the Lightning. Does he do it again? 3 in a row? That would be very interesting, wouldn't it be? But You also have Gianni Gold, the 29-year-old. He's also a very good player for them. 36 points this year and 56 games. He had 14 points in 25 games last year in the playoffs. Pat Maroon's your guy. Goodrow from last year they picked up on the deadline. Coleman, another guy. Blake Coleman, 31 points this year in 55 games. Last year, 13 points in 25 games in the playoffs. Not bad. I have to say, very, very good. You also have Alex Boulet also. He didn't play in the playoffs last year, but first year, he's kind of like that rookie. Not really a rookie. He played 15 games, but, he exceeded all these levels, AHL, all these other levels, being very good in the AHL. 68 points in 74 games in 18-19 season, then 56 points in 60 games. So in the AHL, he's tearing it up, but maybe he can do it in the playoffs. He started late of the season, starting to ramp it up, and now we'll see how he does in the playoffs. Let's look at defense. Some guys I put notable mentions out here. We have Victor Hedman, Ryan McDonough, Dennis Savard from the deadline from Columbus, and Sergachev. Those guys are very good. Hedman won the last year. He won the Conn Smythe. So, that's very good. He was the best player, absolutely. He really got this team where it is. It would have been Point or Hedman for sure. But Hedman, 45 points in 54 games. He is battling an injury at this point, so we'll see how things go. He said after the playoffs he will have surgery on whatever. I forgot what they said it was going to be, but 22 points in 25 games last year in the playoffs. Very good. McDonough's another guy. Very sound defenseman, long-time Ranger captain. The last couple of years, let's just say now, almost 3-4 years now, he's been with the Lightning, won the Cup last year. He has never missed the playoffs. Is Ryan McDonough. He's always been in the playoffs, if you didn't know that. So he's back in the playoffs. Not back. He's always been in the playoffs. So another playoff season for him. And that's what he's known for. Ryan McDonough, very good shot blocking, very talented guy. Very smart. 12 points in 50 games this year. Very good. 5 points in 22 games in the playoffs. -1, but he's just a very sound, steady defenseman. You also have Dennis Savard picked up from Columbus. Dennis Savard this year with the Lightning, no points in 14 games, -8. He's been okay with them. We'll see how he does in the playoffs. He hasn't been the best. -8. I know plus minus don't mind a lot, but just saying he's been alright, not the best. You also have Cernak. Another really good player on here. I did not put on my list here. And Cernak, 18 points in 46 games this year. And 4 points in 25 games. Was in the playoffs. So very good, I have to say. Okay, let's look at the Panthers now. Actually, before we do, Vasilevskiy will be your goalie. 221 goals against average and a 925 save percentage. I have to say that's very good. Save percentage means the individual player. The goals against average means more like a team effort for the goals for the goalie staff for that. So the 925, very good. I like anything above a 910. If you're above a 910, I'm like doing pretty good. 900, anything less than 900, I worry about a lot. But I like if you 910 and above, I do like it a lot. I really do. I know 900's not terrible, but 910 and above I do like. So 925 I do approve. Very good. Vasilevskiy definitely could be a Vezina Trophy winner again this year. Last year was Hellebuck, but this year could be Vasilevskiy again. You never know. But he's been very good last year. Played every single playoff game, every single one. So he was very, very solid last year for the playoffs, and even this year, very, very good. And he's only 26 years old as a goaltender. He's such a good goaltender, isn't he ever? Let's go on to now the Panthers. Now the Florida Panthers this year, some news to put out here, like I said, first time in the playoffs since 2015. Remember John Tavares with the Islanders? In 6 games they beat the Panthers. Yeah, they did. That's when they had Yager and Huberdeau was young and Barkov was young and they had Luongo back then. Yeah, that team. So they lost in 6 that time, and yeah. That's when Tavares and the Islanders moved on to the second round in such a long time. It was like Same thing for like the Panthers. They were like 1996, like the Islanders too. So that was crazy, isn't it? 1996 was the last time to the second round. So we'll see if they do it this year. We'll see what happens. Who knows? We'll see. And no Aaron Ekblad, your best defenseman, broke his leg, I believe. Was it against Dallas? I remember watching. I'm like, oh, no, too bad. He could have been a Norris Trophy winner. Absolutely. Best defenseman, absolutely. But Ekblad, he won't be coming back for the playoffs. You have Montour they brought in instead at the deadline. It's going to close that gap a little, but not totally. Because Ekblad brings the whole package, you know what I mean? And then also the Panthers won 5, and the Lightning won 3, like we talked about. So that's a whole nother thing. Panthers leading the series. Very interesting, isn't it? Let's get into now the forwards. Now, here are the guys I put for noticeable for the forwards. Barkov, Huberdeau, Hornqvist, Verhaggi, and Bennett. Now, Barkov is your captain. He's your guy. He's going to do fantastic. And, you know, he really is your guy. 58 points in 50 games. Very good. Even in the playoffs last year, I know it's not the playoffs, but it kind of was in the whole qualifying round against the Islanders. 4 points in 4 games. So I really expect Barkov to be a big factor in this playoffs. In this one, for sure. Absolutely big factor. Looking at Huberdeau next. He's your alternate captain. Huberdeau this year. 61 points in 55 games. 3 points in 4 games last year in the qualifying round. Not bad there whatsoever. Very good again. He'll have another great playoff series tonight. This playoff series for sure. Another guy we talked about is Patrick Hornqvist. We got him from the Penguins. Definitely big, just motivational guy for sure. The 34-year-old veteran. 32 points in 44 games. Very, very good by him this year. Absolutely. I'm so glad he's done so well this year. Very good by him. And he's going to continue just keeping that team going, motivated on the bench, for sure. Another guy I talked about is Carter Verhaggi. A massive breakout season for him. He's like, oh, I'm only at $1 million for another year, too. That's got to be one of the best contracts, gotta say. This year, absolutely. 36 points in 43 games. He only played 95 games in his career. This is his sophomore season. He was the Lightning last year. Former Lightning, look at that. 36 points, like I said, in 43 games. And actually, he was actually drafted by the Maple Leafs. Very interesting, isn't it? And traded to the Islanders, didn't play with Sound Tigers, the whole thing, which is now the Bridgeport Islanders now for next year. Just a little side point there. But very interesting. Verhaggi, we'll see how he does against his former team to really show, you should never got rid of me. So we'll see how that goes. And also we have his Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett from the trade they did. Sending Emil Hemingin to the Calgary Flames for a second-round pick of Florida for Bennett and a 6th-round pick. Very good, I have to say. 15 points in 10 games, 6 goals, 9 assists. And, you know, he really ramps himself up for the playoffs. Last playoffs in 2019-2020 against the Stars in that Jets and Stars there. 8 points in 10 games. Then in 2019 playoffs, 5 points in 5 games. 2 points in 4 games in 2016. And yeah, I'm telling you, he's your playoff guy. So bank on him to be very good. We'll see how Gusev does this year in the playoffs. You know, he's been 5 points in 11 games. Quiet. People are not talking about him, but he's looking pretty good there. Not bad. Yeah, we'll see how things go. For sure. Let's look at the defense. Yandel, Montour, Gudez, and Riegel. Keith Yandel is your puck-moving guy. Everyone likes him in the locker room. Absolutely. 27 points in 56 games. He's just your puck-moving guy. Shot from the point. Get that shot from the point, and things can happen. And that's definitely what he is. I know they tried to move on from him in the beginning of the season. Tried to move him to Boston. He did not like it. But definitely, he is that puck-moving guy. He'll be a big part, for sure, the culture of the room. Moving on to Montour next. Brendan Montour used to be with the Sabres. 4 points in 12 games, plus 8. Very good to see that plus 8. Very nice to see that. Doing very good with the Panthers organization. I like to see that. Big plus there for me. For sure. Nice to see that. Of course, he doesn't fill the gap all the way for Ekblad, but it does close the hole. A good bit. Let's say that. Gudas just shut down mobile defensemen. Very good to have these guys. He had 11 points in 54 games, plus 6. He's not going to get tons of points, but he's a shutdown guy, and he can be out there and shutting down guys he needs to. He was actually a former Lightning back in 2014-15 was the last year he was a Lightning. He was actually drafted by the Lightning, too, in the 3rd round in 2010, so look at that. Very good player. Shutdown guy, very good shutdown guy for sure. Let's look at Mackenzie Rico's the next one. The 27-year-old big guy, physical too. He has 36 points in 54 games, plus 29. Very good season by him. I expect a big role this year with him in the playoffs. Definitely plus 29, being very good in his own end. So is Montour. So is Gudas, Montour. Yander not bad. For sure, you gotta really like that a lot. Now for goaltending, we have Bobrovsky could be the goaltender. The 10 million guy, you might have to go with him, like I said, you know what I mean? 291 goals against average, 906 save percentage. Like I said, I like 910 and higher, but as the season went on, he got better, I have to say. So good to see that. In 31 games, 323 goals against average last year, 900 save percentage. Definitely better, I have to say, way better, for sure. They're just playing a lot better around him. Chris Driedger, sorry, I can't say his name. Chris Driedger there, the 26-year-old, 206 goals against average and a 927 save percentage in 23 games. Definitely he could be a starter, or it could be Bobrovsky, or maybe Knight. No, I'm joking, it won't be Spencer Knight. You're not going to throw him into that, but yes, he's 4-0 is Spencer Knight. He has a 231 goals against average and 19 save percentage. Very good. But he will not be playing. I doubt it. Unless someone gets injured. Now, very good there. Definitely, this is going to be a really great matchup. Now, this is where the deciding factor comes really down. Tough. This is going to be really, really tough, isn't it, ever? Here we go. So, the forwards we have. Who has better forwards? The Lightning? Or the Panthers? Which one has better forwards? Now you look at the forwards of the Lightning I wrote down and the Panthers. I have to give it to the Lightning. I have to give the edge to the Lightning. I know the Panthers have Barkov, Huberdeau, all those guys, but the Lightning, the offense, Stamkos, Kucherov, Point, Palat, Cologne, Chiarelli. You know what I mean? I had to give it to the Lightning on this, okay? Lightning, you have one for the forwards. How about for defense? Oh, man. Hedman, McDonough, Savard, Kucherov. Montour, Yander, Gudas, Rigo. Man, I think I have to give it to the Lightning again here. I have to get the edge to the Lightning. The offense have to give... the defense gotta give the edge. Just by a little. You just got a lot of veterans on that defense. Hedman, very experienced. McDonough, world-class defenseman. Savard, very good shutdown guy. Kucherov, you know what I mean? It's hard for me not to pick the Lightning. I'm going to have to pick the Lightning on this one. Sorry. The Lightning win it for me. And for goaltending, I have to go with Vasilevsky. Even if I have Bobrovsky or Driedger, but I have to go with Vasilevsky here. I think I have to go with him. So the Lightning win it for me too. I think the Lightning win it for me. I have to say that. Forwards, defense, goaltending. But really, who wins the series? In how many games? I'm going to actually say this. In 7 games. Okay, 7 games. I'm going to say in 7 games. Panthers. I have to give it 7 games for the Panthers. They're going to win in Game 7. I'm gonna give it to the Panthers. I really do think they gotta heal. After the second round, I don't know. It's a big accomplishment to move after 1996 to the second round. I think that's what they really care about this point. But I think in Game 7 they got it. Okay? Game 7 it is. I know the Lightning have better offense, defense, goaltending, but the system they're playing right now with with Coach Q there, it's hard not to pick the Panthers. I'm going to pick the Panthers in 7 games. Panthers win it, and they move on to the second round, which they could play Caps or the Bruins. So we'll see what happens, you know what I mean? So thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video.